Hey, there's only a few minutes left of recording. I've been thinking about some things, and I've come to regret having let you talk about my story. I know I said I wanted to get these stories off my chest, but I didn't think it would cause you remember the pain I felt when I made that mistake. Well, two mistakes actually. Should have never built him. He's probably listening to us as we speak. If you do happen to spot him, please, do not interact with it. Do not listen to it. And above all, do not...
So Simon says that do you want to learn the truth?
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the story of Popgoes, where today's episode is brought to you by 4 simple letters. They are PTSD, which stands for Popgoes Traumatic Stress Disorder. And as we learnt last time, Fritz, also known as Jeremy Fitzgerald, has definitely got a case for it. I mean, after you almost get bitten to death by an animatronic bunny, I personally don't blame him. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then be sure to check out part 1 of these theory videos. In that video, I explain the meaning behind majority of the game's phone calls, which really gives a lot of background knowledge of the game. But this video is where we focus on the good ending of the game, both how to get it, what it means, and oh boy is it confusing. I mean, compared to trying to explain the phone calls, most of the big events that go on in this portion of the game are not easy to figure out. So let's get the ball rolling with me first showing you how to get the good ending. I first want to start by saying that the way to get the good ending is extremely cryptic. Like, we are talking Five Nights at Freddy's 3 levels of cryptic. And that was the game that required you to put a number code into a tiled wall you have no idea you can interact with. Sheesh. So the first step in getting the good ending is to die! No, for real, you actually need to die to each individual character in this game, for they each have different death screens. And not different as in eye colour, different as in these two numbers here and here. Now the first one is a camera number and the second is a time. Now the order you need to use these numbers is based on the order that the animatronics appear in the mini-games. So we've got Stone first, Saffron second, Sarah third, you get the idea. It also happens to be the order of the coloured buttons that sit in front of you, but in reverse, if you consider the colour on the death screen. So, Saffron, for example, on night 2, after 116 seconds, which is 16 seconds after 1 AM, you need to look at camera 2. And this is the exact time and place when the Simon animatronic will appear. You hit the coloured button that matches his eyes, and then he'll speak to you.
Keep finding me. I'll tell you everything.
And then you do this again and again for the rest of the nights using the hint corresponding to the night. Make sure to die to the black rabbit on night 6 and that will give the final hint on where Simon is. And that is pretty much the instructions on getting the good ending. As I said, it takes a genius to figure that one out, as even I couldn't figure it out on my own. Now, with that out of the way, it is time for me to spoil the good ending of this game and explain the events that go on during it. And I'm going to do this by sectioning this video into 3 segments, or 3 questions. Number 1, who do we play as in this game? Number 2, who and what is the Simon animatronic? And number 3, what is the Black Rabbit? So stay tuned because I intend to answer all 3 of these questions right here, right now. Now before I start theorising on this game, I just want to say a big thank you to the creators of the Popgoes Pizzeria wiki page. Yes, this is actually a thing. After reading through this site, a lot of things started becoming clearer, and this video may not have happened without it. Link to this website will be in the description, although I couldn't find the names of the people who made the website, so if anyone knows, it'd be great if you could leave a comment. Now, for most of you, the answer to who we are playing as in the game is pretty obvious. For one, a lot of static noise plays during the death sequences. And why is this the case? Well, it isn't just the game letting you know you're about to be attacked by a robot, but it is also because we are a robot. Yeah, when Fritz says,
"This place is fully automated and run entirely by them. No human employees as of yet,"
he really wasn't joking. The robot in question is this thing called Strings, which Fritz built as a test for artificial intelligence and curiosity. He was originally built, however, to fight Fritz's nightmares of the puppet, and this ties to Fritz's phone message about how all the animatronics were originally used to fight his nightmares. Nightmares specifically about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. This is what the mini-games at the end of each night are aiming to represent. If you zoom out the mini-game map, you can actually see it is in the shape of a brain. This is Fritz's nightmare world, where all the animatronics are each built to fight off one character from Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
The idea was that if I designed and created a scarecrow kind of ornament that was entirely designed to fight what I was having nightmares of, then it would appear in those nightmares and destroy, in a sense, the fear from its core. Anyway, I ended up making a load of these scarecrow designs with only one of them actually working.
And the one that was successful was Strings, who stopped Fritz from having nightmares of the puppet. On top of this, Strings also has another feature, which was the creation of Gemstone. Now, to clarify, Gemstone is in fact a hallucination. Yes, I know, I was hoping he was real too, but unfortunately that is not the case. Now, Gemstone is defined on the Popgoes wiki as the result of Strings thinking that the pizzeria is clean, transparent and truthful. The signs that Gemstone holds represent Strings' thoughts and theories that he's developed on the pizzeria after listening to the phone calls themselves. Gemstone also appears in the mini-games representing Strings seeing Fritz as an honest, open and transparent person. Hang on, I'm sorry. We are talking about the same person, right? I mean, this is the guy who lied about his brother being alive and the kind of nightmares he was actually having.
Nothing major, really. My brother was just asking me who I was talking to. I've told you about him, right? The order of these calls might be a bit confusing later. Depends on how I organise them. I get nightmares pretty easily. Stupid stuff, like going to the zoo or standing on a tall building. I'll go to sleep that night and wake up in a cold sweat from a nightmare about a creepy porcelain doll. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think Strings is giving this guy more praise than he deserves. So, that is pretty much Strings in a nutshell, and we'll definitely be bringing him up again later in this video, hence why I wanted to talk about him first. And yes, it is a he, the game specifically mentions that. Alright, time to move on to the more sinister of all the robots in this place, Simon. Alright, strap yourselves in as we have a lot to talk about Simon, who literally could have nearly gotten his own episode if I stretched it enough. But I'll just give you this somewhat short version of his story. So, we have already explained that purple guy, the main villain in Five Nights at Freddy's, is in fact Jeremy's brother, Simon Fitzgerald. After dying to the fire in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Jeremy creates a robotic version of his brother, representing him almost perfectly.
Oh, brother, he must be so fond of him.
Honestly, why wouldn't he make a version of his brother that didn't want to, I don't know, kill anybody? Anyway, so Fritz, of course, not trusting Simon, gives him limited freedom compared to any of the animatronics in the game. He locks Simon in his office and doesn't allow him to leave or interact with anything in the office.
Keeps almost every human-occupied room in the location warm. Well, except my office. Speaking of which, can you see where it is? If you think it's in one of those cameras, well, you're wrong. I'd hate being recorded all day. You can guess how much work I do in there, and being on camera would only interrupt that. I think it's the only room that isn't surveyed.
Simon gets jealous of the other animatronics, especially Strings, and comes up with a plan to connect himself to Weaselware. Now, what is Weaselware? Well, Fritz explains this in a Night 5 phone call that I purposely left out last episode, as I wanted to save it for now.
Oh, right. I forgot to talk about one of the most important things that keeps this place running. So, Weaselware is an operating system, a game created by myself. It's a very simple, very nifty system. It links almost all of the machines in this place. If you have access to it, you can control almost every function of other things wirelessly. Cameras, vents, printers, even Popgoes himself.
So basically Simon aims to take control of the entire pizzeria and the machines within. And to do this, he uses String's curiosity to see if you'll be willing to follow him. And unfortunately, this is pretty much the good ending of you, the player, accepting Simon's call and to finding visions of him throughout the building every night. So this isn't really a good ending, it is more the Simon ending. And again, the way you can contact Strings is by using the other animatronics to cause Strings to panic and then putting visual cues into his processor, aka the death screens. Therefore, Simon is the one operating the animatronics at night. And after you find a vision of Simon, he not only speaks to you each night, but it also causes the minigames to slightly change. Yes, you did see it. The animatronics go Super Saiyan! Actually, no, they don't. This is actually Simon making Strings think that he has the ability to give the animatronics the extra power to help Fritz overcome his nightmares of the original Five Nights at Freddy's 2 characters, when in fact he actually doesn't. Hence he persuades Strings more and more to trust him. However, as you probably have guessed, this is a very bad decision, as Simon's plan is a lot more devious than what Strings believes. I am now going to explain to you what is the Black Rabbit animatronic. For one, it is a shadow version of Toy Bonnie, the animatronic that bit Fritz in 1987. Now, as you could imagine, Fritz definitely was left with some serious trauma after that incident, and as an attempt to overcome it, not only did he try to use the animatronics as a weapon to fight it, but also by calling his own daughter by that name as well. Now this next part of the video, guys, I have to give a warning for. It is very horrific and disturbing that it may cause some actual nightmares, so please note you have been warned. Now, we obviously know that this animatronic is special. For one, it is the only one that can actually kill you in the entire game. It can only happen if Popgoes successfully builds it. This is auto-noted by Gemstone, who can sometimes be seen holding a sign saying, "Only she can kill you." Yes, she. And you can probably see where I'm going with this. Basically, the Black Rabbit suit is used to contain the soul of Bonnie, Fritz's daughter. But how did Bonnie die? Well, during the good ending in the mini-games, a voice in the background can be heard saying letters in a certain order. Put all letters across all the nights in order and spells a certain ends. Fritz made a big mistake. He wants her back. They obey. Save Bonnie. What was the mistake? Well, here is the secret image hidden in the Night 6 minigame. I am very sorry you had to see that, as I personally hate looking at it myself. But Bonnie was cut to pieces by Fritz after thinking she was the real Bonnie that bit him all those years ago. Now, I don't know why she would put on a Bonnie mask. My best guess would be that she might have been alone with Simon one day, who persuaded her into thinking it would be an innocent joke. Instead, just took an innocent life. And from then on, Fritz lives in a world of regret ever since. Now, time to end the video, the final part of the Simon ending. After being persuaded for 4 nights by Simon, Strings then gets tricked by Simon on night 5, saying this.
He doesn't want to remember. We can help him tomorrow.
Basically, Simon lies to Strings saying they can make Fritz forget about what happened to Bonnie and also save her, which he pretty much reiterates on night 6.
He wants to save her, and I will make his wish come true. Thank you, Strings.
Although this is partly true, the way Simon does it is just plain sick. Here is the final minigame that is only unlocked if Simon is found every night. Yes, Fritz dies to the hands of his own daughter, which was the knocking that was heard at the end of the night 6 phone calls.
Do you think you can trust him? No, this will do. Thank you for working with me so much. This is the end of your shift at the Popgoes Pizzeria. Let me know your answer.
Even worse is the cutscene that occurs straight after. With his master dead, Simon is now free to roam, causing havoc to anyone in his path. I am not sure if he also deactivates Strings in that moment or not. Nonetheless, Strings is very well aware of what he has done, as Gemstone now turns into Gravestone in his mind, from representing hope and encouragement to now death and dismemberment. That is the very sad and dark story of Popgoes. Thank you all for watching. Hey guys, I just want to say a big thank you for watching this video. I've definitely had to work hard to make this one, both writing the script and having to edit it. But what I really want to thank you guys for now is thank you for helping me reach 400 subscribers. It's only been a year since I started my channel, and yeah, what an incredible year it has been, I must admit. And yeah, I do thank you guys all so much for the support. And to those people who have subscribed due to all the phone call videos I've made, which I think I've made 5 at this point, don't worry, there will be more coming in the future. Especially given how many FNAF fan games there are out there, I have not really much excuse of not making any more, so there you go. But as for these kind of videos that you just watched, probably not many. I don't even know if I'll even make another one of these, as there's not many FNAF fan games that I really haven't been covered at all by any other YouTuber out there. It's the only reason I made one of these is because there's hardly any videos on this game, so pretty much why I made a Fury video for this game. I thought I'd better give it the love it deserves, I suppose. But anyway, that's pretty much all I had to say, so once again, thank you for sticking it out to the end, and I'll see you next time in another video in another place. Bye-bye!